clearing the confusion between the software and the consultancy profiles. We'll be talking in depth about how is the day-to-day life of a software developer and a consultancy person working in a consultancy job role, and what is the best way to decide the career path, whether you should go towards the consultancy roles such as data analytics, data science, or these kind of business analyst roles, or whether you should become a software developer. If you are confused between selecting these two paths, today we'll be talking about both the paths in detail. So if you have any friends who have the similar confusion in mind, please invite them to the live. We'll be like, I can assure you 100%, if you stay with us by the end of this live, your confusion will be 100% sorted. I've worked in EXL as a business analyst. I have also worked as a software developer in a startup called Genetic Solutions. So I have tasted like both the roles, and our special guest Raghav Arora, he has worked in ZS Associates, American Express, and is currently working as a product manager. So he'll be sharing a lot of insights related to consultancy. I'll be sharing some insights related to consultancy and software profiles. So, and we have certain tips and tricks and certain insights with us, which will help you to decide the best career path for you guys and how to navigate the career path. I have already set the stage for the audience. Yeah. Like today, we have a special guest who will be helping all engineering students, sorting the biggest confusion which most of the students face. Like some are like very much clear, okay, I want to become a developer. Some are very much clear, I hate coding, I don't want to become a developer. But then there are some people like me. When I was in third year, I used to enjoy coding. I used to enjoy working with data. I used to like be very much into public speaking and communications as well. I was not kind of an introvert person. So it becomes very tough for people like me to decide how to select the right career path for me. So for me, it was a big challenge. There was no one to guide me in the right way, to be very frank. So I went into the consultancy, then I switched my career path to software. And so probably I somehow figured my path in taking a longer way out, but I feel there has to be the shorter path. So let's begin, Raghav. Quickly, I want you to introduce to our audience, quickly, your experience and where you are from.
Yeah. So, hi guys. So I did my engineering from Thapa University in 2015, and post graduating from there, I got my job at ZS Associates. That was my first company as a business analyst. Worked there for like a year and a half. Figured out the dynamics of corporate world. Just switched and moved forward to American Express. Worked there for 5 years as a data engineer, data analyst, and graduating from them there as a product owner. And by that time, I had figured out that okay, I think there are two kinds of roles which excite me. One is being into data, and one is being into product. I thought, why not marry them both and become a data product manager? So that is how I became a data-driven product manager. It's kind of a role which infuses both the best of both worlds. Yeah, but I don't say that everyone should take that path. It's a tough path to take. You have mentors like us. We can guide you the best role as per your knowledge, your I would say skill set, and your personality. We can help you crack that code.
Super. So thank you for the introduction, Raghav. So moving on, first of all, I want to clarify to my audience why they should listen to us and why they should men's experience in consultancy. As he already told, he has worked in ZS, he has worked in MX, currently he's working as a product manager. So he started his career as a business analyst, moved to multiple roles related to data. So he has thorough experience of consultancy, and he has short stint in software also, I think. Yeah. Am I right, Raghav?
Yeah. So what happens is when you join a company fresh, right? The roles are not that segregated, right? The roles are kind of same because even your bosses, even your leaders are trying to figure out what is best for you. So I was positioned as a data engineer for a short stint where I was, building data pipelines for my downstream consumers, right? So that started happening, but again, in that process only, my leaders identified that no, I think stakeholder communication is his forte. Because in the beginning years of your career, if you get the right leader, you get a leader and not a manager. That's how you differentiate being in a good company. That's why we even stress to our juniors to get a good company in beginning, because that helps you shape your career because they are leaders and not managers. And my leaders, positioned myself into a product role automatically.
Got it.
That's how it.
Got it. So eventually you figured out your path after moving to that,
Yeah.
moving to your company, right?
Yeah.
So talking about myself, I've worked as a business analyst as well and as a software developer as well for 2.5 years. So I've tasted like both the roles as well. So I think that is the reason, guys, we will be able to help you sort this confusion forever. By the end of this session, if you stick with us 100%, I can assure you Raghav Arora and Raghav Chopra are going to sort your confusion. So let's begin. So Raghav, I think first of all, I would like to, start with talking a little bit about software roles.
Yeah.
Like what it takes to be a software developer, what kind of personality traits are required to become an efficient top software developer, and what kind of people, what exactly software developers do, and who should actually become a software developer. So first we'll discuss this. Then we'll discuss a little bit about consultancy roles, like what kind of personality trait, what kind of a person should get into the consultancy companies, what exactly happens in the consultancy companies, and later on we will talk about the conclusion on, okay, then what is the right path to go for. So let's start with software. So I would like you to add, since you have also been a software developer, give us your insights related to software developer. So there are a lot of things a developer does in a company. So how does that all works? For whom the software development profile is actually made as per you?
I think what I will say is there are two types of people. As I always tell, there is someone on the right, someone on the left, right? So this is the company, right? Someone is getting business and someone is actually building it, right? So the consultancy people are the people on my right, because they face the heat. They face I don't say left people don't face the heat, but right people face more heat, when they have to communicate with a lot of, I would say, stakeholders, leaders, vendors, building relationship with clients. So that is what the people at the left do. Then there are people at the right do, sorry. People at the left, they are more just focused on building code, getting the requirements from the people from right or from the client, and just building the product what they have been told. They are given a very sophisticated set of requirements which captures everything, which captures what to build, when to build, how to build, and everything, and that also broken into parts. And depending upon the tenure of a person's career, the requirements keep getting complex. You start from a data engineer, you become a data architect, or you start from being a software developer, you become a senior software developer, and then you start, scaling the applications to a bigger level. So your growth keeps happening, and so it's all depending upon your interest. You want to communicate more with stakeholders, or you want to just code. If coding is your forte, if solving problems is your forte, if I would say you are good at DSA as a subject, or you are good at writing big codes, you want to build your career there, just go ahead with software development. I think
also, if I would like to ask you, like, what kind of a personality trait
I'm coming to that.
Software developers have?
Yeah. So if you say in a from a long-term perspective, if a software developer, if I have seen having 10, 12 years of experience, they're usually introverts. They are usually self-centered. They somehow are, they don't want to work in a team. They want to work as an individual contributor for their life, right? But people who want to enter into consulting role, they have to be leaders. They have to be team workers. They have to be, I would say, extroverts or ambiverts, plus some technical know-how. So that's how you can define the normal built-up of a person. You can map it to the actual career path. But it's not important. I'll tell you my experience. I started as an introvert and I'm ended as not ending, but now I am extrovert in my personality. So you can change yourself also when your career progresses. That's not the deciding factor. But yeah, if you are really sure that, okay, no, I won't be able to do teamwork, then stick to software engineering. If you say, okay, no, I want to communicate more, I want to become a leader, I want to interact with multiple people, I want to build my knowledge, I want to be in product side, I want to lead a product from end to end, I want to become a partner, then enter into consulting.
So here I want to give a disclaimer, guys. So there is no right and wrong, good or bad here. Both the path, software path and consultancy path, has its own pros and cons, right? We are not here to say, okay, this path is good, this is wrong, this is better, this is not better. No, both the paths have its own pros and cons. And as Raghav rightly mentioned, like if you are a software developer, you will be building the product. You will be working as a builder in the company who will be building the products, right? And if you are into the consultancy, probably you will be facing the client side. You will be working across multiple stakeholders, right? So if you like, if your personality is like you're happy working alone or just in a small group of people who are like you, little bit introvert, you don't like to build rapport with the people, lead teams, then you should select software development path. There is lot of scope in that. But if you're someone who likes to do public speaking or you like to talk with people, so these are some personality traits, then you should go towards consultancy. Now I'd like to ask you, Raghav, related to your long stint in consultancy, like what exactly you did in ZS, because ZS Associates is the company you cracked when you were in Thapar, probably day zero you cracked that, right? So I want you to share the experience of your first of all little bit about work you did in the ZS for like a minute. You can share that, and your preparation journey. How was it? Later on, I will share, because I wanted to become a software developer also, and I had some friends of software, so I will share some insights related to software preparation as well, so students can understand like what it takes to get into that kind of a path. Like if they want to get into consultancy path, what all things they have to majorly focus on, and if they want to get into the software path, what all things they have to focus on. So I would like to ask you to add related to consultancy path, how you cracked ZS day zero and what you did in the ZS.
Yeah, so I think it was all a lot of practice. So a lot of, I used to study aptitude from the books of CAT. That was something, I just, because I wanted to crack it on day zero, and my seniors told that you need to be very, very good at aptitude. I cracked aptitude I cracked aptitude. To crack aptitude, I practiced CAT level aptitude, English and both mathematics. Along with that, I solved a lot of cases. I think at that time, internet was not that deep, right? Internet, what we see today, that you search something and you get 1,000 results. Internet was not that deep. 8 to 9 years ago, internet was shallow, I would say. So whatever information was there on the internet related to case studies, whatever MBA people study about case studies, I studied everything. That's what I did, because I was determined that, okay, no, I have to crack a consultancy, be it ZS, be it EXL, be it Deloitte, and one of three I should be able to crack. I never had a plan B. So it was all about that. And when I joined ZS, I was positioned so ZS is a pharma consulting company where we provide, consulting to pharma clients. So if you say, if a pharma company is operating in US, it needs a lot of support, IT support, IT or consulting or data support in terms of whom to pay how much, or I would say which representative of theirs should go to which doctor at what time. So there's a whole lot of analysis which goes beyond that before the sales representatives all actually make the call. And I would say ZS Associates in Gurgaon office or Pune office is controlling operations and consulting and analytics of major pharma companies of world. You name any company, pharma company, and ZS is doing the. I don't want to name the clients here. It would be a bit unethical for my previous company. I cannot do that. But I think you guys can guess the biggest companies, and we provide them consulting. While we use consulting, the first thing what happens is we need to understand their data, right? Because they'll be sending some raw data to us. Raw data as in, this sales and marketing data, right? And we need to, transform that sales and marketing data into actionable insights, right? For example, there is a representative who has been performing very well from last 10 years in one territory. We should be able to know that, okay, in this territory, if we are able to position him, we will be able to get good results out of it. So those kind of analysis, plus giving them paychecks. Paycheck is a very serious and, I would say confidential and, sensitive discussion, right? So we used to have that defined paychecks for the representative. So it's all about, working around pharma data. And don't worry about that.
To work.
Coming to that point. don't worry about that. These big companies, big company stalwarts like ZS, American Express, Deloitte, EXL, they provide proper training. They provide proper training. Then only they start expecting you to perform. So don't at all worry and be that there are a lot of fancy things these people do and I don't know anything. Don't worry about that. The companies train you really well. And tools, coming to tools, I think I used to work on SQL, I used to work on SAS, and in my first year only I worked on ClickSense, ClickView. There were 3-4 tools I worked on in the first year itself.
Got it. Interesting. So for preparation, you spoke about aptitude, case studies. So little bit I want you to add related to somebody in his second year, third year, if they want to get into the consultancy, what all things they have to focus on?
I think first of all, build a good hands-on aptitude. They should start solving some case problems, not case problems, I would say mock tests, right, for aptitude. They can time-bound mock tests. That's the key. Every one of us clearly knows about all the concepts of aptitude, right? We have already cracked, good rank in +2 in mathematics. We have done M1, M2, M3. So, knowing the concepts is not a problem. It's all about, solving the concepts in limited amount of time. So just keep practicing for a few months. You will be able to, crack it easily, I would say. It's just a matter of practice. And
right.
For case, coming to that point, interview would be case preparation, and as I said, you can search around Google for the best practice, best resources for case preparation, case interview preparation for ZS Associates. There is a lot of content available. Trust me. Just go through the content and practice similar cases, self-practice those similar cases on your own. That will help you build the upper hand, I would say.
Super. And what about puzzles and guess estimates?
Yeah, so when you will research about the case studies about ZS Associates, it will cover everything. It will cover puzzles, guess estimates, as well as the situational business case.
Got it. Super. So guys, just to conclude what Raghav said, so he spoke about his experience of working in the ZS, what exactly he did, and to get into ZS, what all things to focus on. So you have to focus on aptitude, case studies, you have to focus on puzzles, you have to focus on solving guess estimates. All these things you have to prepare to get into to crack these interview rounds, right? And you need to be very good in communication skills. Point to be added, Raghav, right? Correct.
Yeah, I think you need to be clear in your communication. Being clear in communication is very important, because if you are selling yourself in the interview, you need to say it very clearly and vividly that okay, this is me as a person, and I can survive in a team of 4 or 5. Because when you join in a company, I'll tell you why communication matters. You join in a company, there is a team of 7, 8, or 10, or even 20 people. If you won't speak clearly, if you will not be able to sell yourself properly, that what you have done and why you have done, or ask questions, right? So that's another skill which is tested in interview. If you ask questions, if you don't ask questions, then you will not ask questions even when you are in the job, right? If you will not ask questions, there is a high chance you will not be able to perform as it is expected, because when you get a task in consultancy, everything will not be answered beforehand. You need to raise your hand and get the courage to ask questions. That's a very important skill which is being looked up for in consultancy.
Correct. Now to the people who are in the live currently, guys, I want you guys, if you have any questions, just drop in the comment while we are conversing, and we'll like to answer any of your queries. So if you have to ask anything related to ZS Associates, American Express, product management, consultancy roles, how to prepare for those roles, what are the things you should focus on, you want us to go in little depth related to any of the topics, any doubts you have, just drop in to the comment below right now. So moving on, Raghav, I would like to now add a little bit about software roles as well. And for software roles, guys, if I share my experience, to crack software development roles of FANG companies, you need to be super excellent in data structures. Very simple. You need to have a very high problem solving skills. You need to solve a lot of data structure questions, and probably that is the what I have learned till now. Data structures is the most important thing. Apart from this, like many people think like if they don't like data structures, that means they cannot become software developer. I would like to ask you, Raghav, how towards this statement? Like if someone doesn't like data structure and he thinks that I'm not good at data structures, even after preparing for 2 years, I just don't enjoy solving the data structures problems. Can that person still become software developer?
Yeah, I think he should just apply in startups. He should can apply in small scale, medium scale companies, because their focus is to get job done. They are not focused on getting the job done in the best possible way. They want you to develop a code. They want you to develop a web page. They want you to develop pipelines, right? If you like Java, if you are expert at Java, if you're expert at Python, just go ahead and apply in those roles. I don't think, and it's not, and if in case you fail in the first attempt, learn from what you have not done good and apply again. And it's always good to add some certifications. You can get hacker rank certified. You can become lead code certified. You can keep practicing, and I would say keep giving interviews. Yeah, the initial few months or weeks will be I would say tough for everyone. You have to sail through them. We're getting some
Right.
questions,
So
Raghav.
adding to this, I just want to add before I come to the question asked by Raman. Guys, you need to think from this way. Like for the FANG companies, the reason they ask data structures is because they are judging your problem solving skills. Once you get into a FANG company, any of the FANG company, they will train you in any of the skill set. So they don't expect you to know any technology as a fresher. I'm saying they don't expect you to know any specific technology in depth. They don't want you to be like an expert, because they know if you have an algorithmic mindset, if you have a problem solving mindset, they will get you in the company and they will train you in whatever technology they want. But for the startups, they don't look data structures. They look for people who are expert in certain skill set. For example, if you are excellent in UI UX or front end or back end, if you can actually build and work on real life projects, they will hire you. Simple. They won't care whether you know data structures or not. So this is very important. Like as a software developer, one is if you want to get into the FANG companies data structures. If you don't want to, still, yeah, data structures is important, but not as important as it is for FANG companies. Am I right, Raghav? Anything you want to add to this?
Yeah, yeah. I think you are on the point. You nailed it. And I will just add one thing here, that develop your expertise in at least one subject. There is no dearth of opportunities in any area, be it if you are just good at communication skills, then add some technical favor and become a technical translator, for example. Yeah. So I see a question from Priyanshi,
Yes.
and it's a very, very good question, and we had to cover it, Raghav. It's a very good question.
Okay.
If you
So
are
before we get
already
into Priyanshu's
software,
question, we have Raman's question, Raghav.
okay,
So Raman is asking, as a
yeah,
fresher, what all technical skills are prerequisite for consultancy firms? So Raghav, this question is for you.
yeah, yeah. So I would say, actually they don't expect you to know anything, but if you still want to do something and add as a cherry on the cake, I would say you should know Excel and SQL for sure, because there is no escape to it. You will have to play with data. You will have to crunch numbers. You will have to generate insights. How will you do it? You will have to use Microsoft Excel a lot. You should know pivot table. You should know VLOOKUP. You should know sum ifs and count ifs. You should know what I would say, the how to put charts and how to handle big data. Other than that, you should also know how to extract data, how to use SQL and extract data from server, how to merge tables, that basic SQL. And if you learn Python, it would be the best. Then no one can stop you. Will be placed immediately, right? So because being in the consultancy, you are required to be be comfortable in crunching numbers from data. So depending upon your level of expertise, your comfort zone with data, I would say you can go from Excel to SQL to Python.
Super. So, Raman, I think Raghav has answered your question beautifully. Just to summarize it, there are two aspects to this. One is the technical skills about which you asked, which is Excel, SQL, and Python. As a fresher, you should definitely have knowledge of Excel and SQL to some extent. Python is optional, but it's good to have skill. On the other side, you need to focus on aptitude, case studies, case estimates, and your communication skills and HR related basic questions. I hope it is clear, Raman. Okay, Raman says, got it, sir. Thank you. Great. Coming to Priyanshi's question, Raghav. So Priyanshi asks, if someone has 2 to 3 years of experience in software, but now want to explore product side and not sure if it's the right path, then what can be done to get that clarity? Very nice question.
Yeah. So I would say, Priyanshi, that's a very good question. And the best way to do it is try it in your company. If you are working in a company, you are a software developer, talk to your manager, talk to your HR that you want to explore product management role. Since for the product, you have already built the stack, you have already built the code. It's just that you want to work with stakeholders as well and understand the requirements from them, that why we are doing something. What are we going to build and how is it going to be used for the end business goal, right? So if you are interested to explore that part of the business, just talk to your manager or HR and make a slow transition. Most of the good companies have a path defined to transition from software engineer to product manager, and they appreciate people coming from software background, because a software engineer background can understand the problems of technical people a lot better and can help the communicate to stakeholders even better. So it's a good decision, I would say. Best of luck for it. In case you don't get opportunities in your own company, start applying for build a portfolio. I would say, like you have GitHub for software engineers, right? We have a portfolio for products. You can build a portfolio of products and start interviewing outside. You might, fail a couple of times, but you can crack it if you want to.
So, adding to the same question, like Priyanshi asked the question from software, she wants to transition into product. I want to know, can someone from consultancy also, I'm sure they can, but from consultancy, they can also transition into product. So I want you to give your two insights into this side. Like from both of these career paths, they can actually transition into product role. How to go about that?
Yeah. So since, for example, you're a data analyst, you're a business analyst, right? When you're a business analyst, you are analyzing part of the product actually. You are already, you are part of a product, umbrella only, and you are a part of it. So if you want to transition, you can, and it's a very, very, normal and straightforward path. You just need to talk to your leaders that, okay, I want to move to a product role, product owner role. Product owner will come first, and then it will become product manager. And okay, now I just don't want to analyze the product. I want to own the product. When you own the product, it's just a mindset change more than a role change. And I will tell you one thing. Even if you are a BA, you are a software developer, you are a data analyst, just change the mindset and build a product mindset. You will be a product manager the same day. When you start thinking from the shoes of product manager, you start asking more questions to your stakeholders. Why is something being done? How it will be used? And why we are doing it now? Why not later? Those kind of questions when you start asking, you are a product manager, and then your leaders will automatically be able to assess that, okay, this guy is having a spark of product manager, why not move him, right? This has happened with multiple people in industry. I don't have any, I think all the product managers I know have become like this only. There is no formal education to become product manager. You just need to build product mindset. That's it.
Super. This is amazing insight, guys. So guys, just to conclude what Raghav said, if you have started a career as a software, just like Priyanshi did, and after 2 to 3 years, she realized she wants to get into product, that is definitely possible. You either have to find the opportunity inside your company by requesting to your manager, or you have to build your portfolio related to products and start applying outside. Because you have a technical knowledge, probably you will be really good product manager. And on the other side, if you, let's say, started your career as a business analyst, data analyst, or data engineer, and after a few years experience, you want to transition your career into product manager, again, you can do the same. So that is the interesting thing. Product manager is basically as Raghav already explained, the left side is the client facing role, right side is a product building role. Product manager is someone who is in the middle, right, Raghav? This is how your concept of left and right hand. I love that. It's a very interesting concept. So that was very interesting. Okay, we have another question, Raghav, for you, which is a very interesting question asked by Raman. So are there good financial growth opportunities in consultancy roles as in software roles? This is so nice question, because as in the market, we all know software engineers are paid so much. So salary growth in software is too much. Is that true in the consultancy roles as well?
Yeah, so I think even if you are good at making tea and you are able to sell your tea in a in a good way, and you are able to maintain that consistency in upgrading yourself, upskilling yourself time to time, or navigating the political landscape of corporate companies and upskilling the ladder, no one in world can stop you to earn less than anyone. You can beat anyone. So I would say there is no profession where the opportunities are lesser than other professions, right? It's just about excellence and willpower.
Excellent. So Raman, I think Raghav has beautifully summarized this. There is no profession in this world where you cannot earn money. The thing is, if you notice, the software developers who earn a lot of money are actually the ones who are very good in what they do. They are excellent in their either technical abilities or excellent in data structures, and they have that skill of cracking the interviews. Like they are like top 1% of the software developers. Majority of the software developers in India earn average. Like their salary is not that much, which we generally hear in the market. Same is true for consultancy roles. Like if you become the best in what you do, companies will pay you for what as per your skill set. So don't decide your career path on the basis of your financial growth. That will happen automatically, provided you become the best in whatever path you select. So money ko side pe rakh ke you should decide. I hope that answers your question, Raman. So Raghav, we have another question. It's a follow-up question which Priyanshi asked. She says, I have one more question. Should one go with some self-paced courses to switch to some other company to transition from software to product?
Yeah, I would say the product courses are not that good. Other than courses, go for a cohort type setup, right? You can reach out to us. We can give you some more guidance. We are planning a program on that. We can give you more specialized guidance on that. I would say getting a live mentor, or getting a cohort, or finding out a way to build a portfolio of yours and learning those skills, that is better. These courses, for example, did someone tell you how to grow up? No, right? No one told you. No one told you a course to grow up. Product management is that kind of skill, because it's all about owning the product, building that mindset, asking the right questions. That comes with experience, right? So I would say build a portfolio and try to navigate in your company, and build that mindset. Watch some initial videos on YouTube or Udemy, and try to get that sense of it, what it is. But I won't recommend any course for that. There is no certification for product management.
Right. Super. So I would like to add here, I think Raghav mentioned a very good point, and he mentioned to get a mentor. I believe this is true for anyone, rather, Priyanshi, not only for you, but this is true for anyone. Because in today's age, there is no dearth of information available on internet. You can Google anything. You can ask ChatGPT. Information is immense, but the problem is how much of that information is useful to you. Like how to pick what to do, how much to do, how to do. That you cannot Google search. Google will confuse you with lot of information. ChatGPT will confuse you with so many things to do. So the only right way is to talk to someone who has walked the path where you have walked on. And that is where Unset Talks comes into picture. So we are already doing one program where we are training third year students on who wants to get into the consultancy companies. And in future, we'll be coming up with lot of such programs for our audience, which is related to core ECE companies, core electrical companies, maybe for software as well, we might come up. So I believe live cohort-based programs and building the network with mentors, with industry professionals is the secret to success in one's career. I learned it the hard way, but I want you guys to learn this from us without learning it the hard way. Super. Guys, any other questions you have? If not, then probably I would also like to add one more guy to our live. Vipul, are you there? And if you can send the live request, that would be really good. I would like to. Vipul is actually a software engineer. He will share his little experience of working as a software developer, how he cracked his company interview experience and all that from the software perspective he would share. So Vipul, if you are there, just oh, Vipul is there. Amazing. You didn't get it. Hey Vipul, how are you?
Am I audible? Hello.
Good to have you, Vipul. So Vipul, where are you working right now? Quickly
Hi Raghav, am I audible?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. So hello everyone. I am Vipul and I am working as a software development engineer 1 at MADS Labs. From past 2 years, I passed from Thapar University in 2021. And after that, like from campus placements and all, I got my first job there only and did my internship, 6-month internship. And after that, I'm working since 2021. It's been a good journey and good learning experience. Like nowadays, people at college know a lot of things that we used to know little bit about them. Like nowadays, students from first year itself do competitive coding and all. But we all got to know about development and all during the training and internship when I joined as developer in my company. So it's been quite a learning experience, you can say, and fun. And guys, trust me, when it's your first job, it's always special. Like when you have your first salary in your bank account, it feels really special. That feeling cannot be described in words. So I guess Raghav sir and Raghav Arora sir may be very much experienced, and they have shared quite a good insights on what's the difference basically between consulting and software firms. Money you can earn anywhere, like as Raghav sir said that in both the fields there is no dearth of money. Like if you are proficient at your field, you can earn as much as you can in these two fields specifically. So just I would like to say, as the session said, that you just try to explore these two fields at your own level. Like try to search on Google, like what's the consulting, try to go through the interview experiences, what do they expect you from, like estimates, case studies. There are some very good resources.
Would you like to share your experience of preparing for software roles, like when you were in the final year and preparing for your interviews? How exactly you prepared, and what did you do? Any any mentor help you during your program?
Sure, sir. So like when I was preparing in third year at our university, some companies used to visit for the summer internship. It was not mandatory, but it was optional. That time, like I was not that much confident that I could crack the companies for summer internship, as most of the students just has covered their syllabus and scored some good CGP. Just that I was not part of many societies. That's why but anyhow I appeared and I gave tests. So sometimes luck is also very important, plays a very important factor. That's why during internships and placements, you should like keep believing that someday luck will be on your side along with your hard work and preparation. So during my time, I got lucky, and the questions that they usually expect from third year and fourth year students is, as Raghav said, that DSA and some technical subjects that they teach us like DBMS, SQL, and all they also expect from software developers. So during my interview in internship, after I got selected, unluckily that year COVID came and the internship got cancelled. Next year I again set for placement process, and I had to cover all the aspects of these subjects and data structures again. And yeah, then the MADS Labs interview, it was my first interview, that placement session. All other companies rejected me like from online test itself. So it happens like sometimes luck favors you. Even after solving like all of the questions in coding rounds, my resume was not getting shortlisted for interview. But yeah, when just make sure when you get the opportunity, you have to make your mark. It's not easy to get to the interview level, but when you get to the interview level, make sure you are well prepared and make sure to leave your mark there. So I would say be good at data structures, be good at the computer subjects they teach you, or even if you are from different branch, not from computer engineering, let's say you are from electronics branch where you didn't study SQL and subjects like operating systems. Sometimes students worry too much that they didn't study, but there are plenty of resources like SQL, and all these can be covered in 4 5 days. Like if you, from placement perspective, if you go and reach out to your some friend who knows SQL, he can teach you and give you some good resources. You can prepare in a week SQL and these subjects, I would say, from placement point of view. But yeah, data structures is what you need to practice for at least 5 6 months to be really good at cracking those dream jobs. So yeah,
Beautiful.
that was my
So Vipul,
experience.
quickly in 2 lines, if you can share what exactly you do currently in your company right now. How is your day-to-day life?
Yeah, sure. So most of the times, like out of 8 hours, let's say I work for 8 hours daily. So 4 5 hours is spent on developing the code, writing the unit tests and all. That you shouldn't worry at this stage. Like if you are in final year, that how will I write code in company? You just be good at problem solving, and the company will train you ultimately. So I 4 5 hours is spent in writing code. 1 2 hours is in documentation and understanding the processes and communicating. So mostly it's like that, and 1 2 hour in usual tea and coffee break. So life is pretty much chill if you want that way, and if you want like high pace and you're that kind of person, try going into startups also. Like that can give you like that kind of environment. So it depends on your
Super.
personality.
Thank you, Vipul. Vipul, last question to you. Did any mentor help you during your placement journey?
Uh, Yes, Raghav sir. So actually, like I was also part of Unset Talks 2 years back. I joined Unset Talks and mentorship program, and there were some of the mentors. Like I can remember, there was one mentor from Amazon, and he like really guided me by taking mock interviews, and like actually those really help because in a mock setting you can make mistakes and learn from them, but in real interview it will be like long way going, failing in one interview and then going to next. It will be long. Better to practice it in mock environment. So that really helped.
Great. Thank you so much, Vipul, for sharing the insights. It was nice to
Thank you.
have you and
Thank you,
listen to
Raghav.
the software side of your preparation and your role. Thank you, Vipul, for joining.
Thank
You
you.
can disconnect, Vipul,
Thank
I
you
think.
for
I
inviting.
don't have an option.
Yeah.
Thank you, Vipul. Great, guys. So here we had Vipul, who was sharing his software journey with us. So back to you, Raghav. Now, anything else like you want to add? So I think we discussed overall all aspects of consultancy. We discussed in detail all aspects related to software. We answered some questions from our audiences as well. So I would like you to conclude, give a conclusion, like what exactly now you want the people to follow, like who were confused before joining this session, like how should now they take the decision?
I guess just follow your heart. I would say aptitude and cases. There is no, I would say, so even if you are appearing for a software interview, right? I think you need to solve puzzles. You need to solve some algorithmic questions, right? They are somehow linked to the case studies. They have a connection between them. So you have to, crack aptitude. You have to crack uh, cases. You have to crack puzzles. There is no I would say, turn around that. And in case you really want to become a coder, you see yourself as a developer down the line. And even if you don't see as a developer in long term, but in short term, you want to experience that heat of building applications, because that joy is immense, right? For example, you're working for Deloitte, and Deloitte has a very big client, and you build a website of it from scratch. That joy is immense of building something. Before scaling to consultancy or before scaling to product role, if you have that experience, it will be a very big advantage to you. If you like building products, if you want to be part of journey, pick up one language. It can be Python, it can be Java, it can be, I think you as software engineers, you know better which language you have a upper hand in or comfort zone in. Pick it and get certified in it. You can get, for example, lead code certified, hacker rank certified. Add those certifications and start with the interview. Then search on internet about what are the questions, what I can expect. Will ask you about the basic questions, like everyone will ask you about how to write a code which prints Fibonacci sequence, prints a series of prime numbers, or prints a series of, say, odd numbers. So these kind of questions will be asked, right? So you need to practice them. And in case even if you want to come into consulting, basic coding concepts are expected. And I guess by virtue of it, all engineers, we do study C, C++ in our college, right? So even if you are good at C concepts and basic concepts of building a code, thinking like a coder or thinking like an analyst, they also work well. So I would say you need to choose that path on your own. And what I would not recommend is, traveling in both the boats. That's going to be a disaster, right? I know people who today will prepare for coding interview, and tomorrow they will give a consulting interview. Don't do that. Don't put your feet in two boats. Choose one boat and sail through it.
Super. Thank you so much, Raghav. I think you concluded really nice. So guys, I think we covered all the aspects related to software versus consultancy, right? And as Raghav said, not to put your feet in both the boats, and not to take the decision looking at your friends or looking at the money part, the financial aspects, which we discussed in the session today. This is very important. So you should only look at your personal interest, your personal personality traits about which we spoke, like what kind of personality traits generally a software developer have, what kind of personality traits a consultant is expected. And it's not like if you go into software, you have to code for like 40 years. It's not like that. We spoke about how you can transition your career from software to product, and also from consultancy to product as well. So I think we covered all the aspects, and I believe we were able to solve the confusion related to software and consultancy. Yeah.
I was telling that even you can pivot from consulting to software, right? If you start, liking, you become a data analyst, you start playing with data and you want to excel in it. You can become a Power BI developer. You can become a Tableau developer. You can even become a SQL developer. You can become a Python developer. So there are ways out from every career path to every career path. If you are confused, reach out to us. We'll help you connect the dots later. Exactly. Right.
So now, having a mentor is very important.
Yeah. So because we people have seen these scenarios for like 8 years, and it's not about just our experience. We interacted with hundreds of people around us. I have worked in, Raghav has worked in 3 companies. So it's about we have experience of every career path, going towards every career path now. So we can guide you how to connect the dots.
Super. Amazing. So lastly, we can end the session. Thank you so much for taking out your valuable time and guiding the students. And I hope we were able to clear the doubt and the confusion of anyone who were facing this dilemma between software and consultancy. And we covered all the aspects end to end in detail related to consultancy and software, and about transitioning the roles as well. Thank you so much, Raghav. It was a pleasure speaking to you as always. So
yeah,
see you next time.
Thank you so much for inviting me. Yeah, thank you guys for listening to me. Bye-bye. Take care.
Thank you, everyone. Bye.